Hey guys, I'm back with another video. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I am back with another video. Alright, so here's the ingredients for the meatloaf. Okay, we have 5 cloves of garlic chopped, 1 bell pepper chopped, 1 medium-sized onion chopped. Then here's our meat, ground beef. This is 80-20. For the sauce, we're going to use some brown sugar, some ketchup, some Dijon mustard, and a little tomato sauce. Okay? Our seasonings, we're going to use, of course, Sazon, paprika, onion powder. I'm going to use garlic powder. Y'all know I love my seasonings. My grandfather taught me that. Cayenne pepper, parsley, soul food seasoning, and basil, and of course some Tony's. Not going to use a lot of all of these seasonings, of course, because then you would over season, but you're going to put a little of everything to give it flavor. Okay, once we get ready to mix the meatloaf, we're going to have 1 egg and a slice of bread. But to start, we're going to, as I said, we have 1 onion chopped, 1 bell pepper chopped, and 6 cloves of garlic chopped. So I have 2 tablespoons of butter melted. I'm going to let this marinate and become translucent. Then I will come back and we will mix our meatloaf and get it ready for the oven. And then later we will make our sauce for the meatloaf, okay? So I just want to show you guys the ingredients real quick, and I will come back later and show you how we put it all together. Let these marinate and get nice and tender, because you don't want to just put your seasonings in here in the meatloaf before you cook them a little bit, because then they won't become soft, and people that eat your meatloaf will have crunchy veggies, and you don't want that, okay? They'll be like, who made that meatloaf? She knows she can't cook. All right, I'll bring you guys back later. All right, let's get the meatloaf together. So we have our veggies. We've sauteed them. They're nice and translucent and soft. They're not crunchy anymore, which is what you wanted. Okay, so we're going to put that in there. And you're going to want some gloves, okay? All right, so have a slice of bread. You could cut this with a knife, or you could just break it apart. And I forgot to tell you guys about the seasonings earlier. Of course, I'm using black pepper. I didn't mention that. But of course, we have some black pepper. In fact, we're going to start with that. So, let's put a little black pepper in here. And this is going to be about a teaspoon of everything, okay? Or half a teaspoon. A little Tony's. A teaspoon of Tony's. Let's put our Sazon in here. This Sazon, you can purchase it at your local Mexican grocery stores. I'm telling you guys, this stuff brings flavor, especially if you're frying something. But it is good. All right, some basil. And if you don't want all of these seasonings in your meatloaf, of course you don't have to do it. But I like, as my grandfather would say, I like my food seasoned high. Not spicy, just with flavor. Like the ladies say, you gotta whoop the seasoning, don't let them whoop you. So that's what I'm trying to do. Okay, that was the parsley. A little bit of soul food seasoning, salt. So not much, because that has salt in it. And so did the Tony's. All right, garlic powder. A nice teaspoon of garlic powder. This can only season your food. Can't hurt you. Garlic is good for you. Good for your heart, your pressure, everything. Onion powder. Another teaspoon. Some paprika. A little color and flavor. That's all this is going to do. And a little cayenne pepper, not much. Unless you like it spicy. I like it spicy, so hey. Half a teaspoon. and then 1 egg. And that's why I have on gloves. Now we're going to mix this, but you don't want to over mix it because then your meatloaf will be dry. So just get it, don't over mix it now, don't overwork it. Get it together here. Get all of the seasonings through there. Just sort of fold it over. And if you have a recipe for meatloaf, share it with me. If I'm leaving something out that I might need to try, let me know. All right, that's enough right there. Now we're going to form it into the loaf. I'm going to form it together, and I have my pan buttered that I'm going to cook it in. And we're going to let it bake for about 30 minutes or so, and then we will drain all of that fat off and then make our sauce and put on it, because it won't take meatloaf long to cook, okay? It won't take it long to cook at all. And you don't want to overcook it because then it'll become dry. Have you ever went over to a friend's house to eat and the meatloaf was yucky? I'm just kidding. All right, let me get the pan and some more gloves. So here's my pan right here, and it's buttered. Let me move some of this stuff out the way. Put this other glove on right here, because I don't want all that egg and stuff all over my hands, so I do not. Okay, so here's our pan. So we're going to lift our meatloaf up. See there? Put it in the pan. See all those onions and things on top of it? That's going to cook, and you will have a nice seasoned meatloaf. You get everything out of here. Okay? Now I'm going to top it off with a little bit more pepper. And some more onion powder and garlic powder on the top. I'm telling you, this meatloaf is going to be good. And just a little basil on the top. And finally, a little bit of parsley. All right. We are going to get this in the oven. Well, a little bit of paprika redness on the top because your meatloaf is going to have a red sauce anyway. Okay, going to get this in the oven, and I will show you guys what it looks like in a little bit. Let's put this sauce together. We are going to start with 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, because you don't want it to be too sweet. So just 1 tablespoon. Tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Two tablespoons of ketchup. Actually going to do 5 tablespoons of ketchup. Okay, then I'm going to just add a little seasoning to this. You want to season your sauce too. A little parsley. Just a pinch of everything. Onion powder, garlic powder, a little basil. Not going to put any salt. We've seasoned the meat enough with the salt. and a little black pepper. Now we're going to add some of this tomato sauce. We're going to stir this up real good. Okay. And this is your sauce. I'm going to get the meatloaf here. I'm going to cover it up, pour this over it. So let me get the meatloaf. Y'all see the meatloaf? See all those seasonings? I drained all of the fat off. I left just a little bit in there for flavor. All right, now we're going to pour this over the meatloaf. Then put this back in the oven and let it cook and become caramelized. And this meatloaf smells so good with all those seasonings. A friend of mine's just left and they was like, "What are you cooking, a roast?" I said, "No, that's meatloaf." He said, "It looks like a roast." It's nice and firm. So it is put together well. All right, I'm gonna put this back in the oven and let it bake for about another 20 minutes and it'll be done. I will bring you guys back later. All right, guys, the meatloaf is done. Isn't it pretty? Okay, let's bless the food. Bless this food that I'm about to receive for the nourishment of my body. Amen. Okay, we are about to taste this moist, delicious, well-seasoned meatloaf, okay? I'm not just gonna eat meatloaf, of course. I have some green beans and rice. I simmered these green beans with butter and a little bacon fat, seasoned them up real good. And here's the meatloaf. Look at all those seasonings on there. Okay, let's cut us a little piece of this meatloaf. All right, not a big piece, just a little piece so we can taste it here. And I want to show you guys. Let's see. Look at that. Can you see those seasonings in there? Mm-hmm. All right, let me put this over here. I don't want to break it up. All right, now sit this down here. So I just have some meatloaf. I like to eat my meatloaf with rice. My grandfather did too. So meatloaf with rice, some green beans, well seasoned. You guys need to try this recipe. I'm gonna try to leave it in the description box as well. Okay, let's taste this meatloaf. Look at all those seasonings in there. You see them? The onion, the garlic, the bell pepper. It's good. I was so ready to taste the meatloaf, I forgot about my ginger ale. This meatloaf has so much spice in it. Let me show you guys again. Look at those onions and garlic and bell pepper. Look at that. And someone told me they add a little milk to theirs. Michael did. A little milk to the meatloaf. So next time I'll add a little milk. That makes it moist as well. But it's not dry. It's very moist. But the moister, the better. It's not over seasoned, just enough spices. It's not too spicy. I added some of that cayenne pepper, but I didn't put too much. Let me see here. Look at that. See that? Nothing but goodness. is good. You try this recipe and season it the way I did, I know you're gonna like it. You can't help but to like something this good. I just wanted to come on and taste this with you guys, let you see how delicious it is. Is this your first time stopping by my channel? Are you a newbie? All right, you know what you have to do? Like, comment, and subscribe. Like this video. Now, make sure that you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, okay? That red button. Turn on the post notifications. Ring that bell so that whenever I drop a video, you will be one of the first to know. Yes, you will. This is good. Delicious. Here you go. My mom and my sister are going to love this meatloaf. You know they're going to get the leftovers. They're going to love it. If it was Sunday, that would go good with some greens, macaroni and cheese, cornbread, candy yams, and maybe even some pinto beans or some good old butter beans. I'm telling you now, that's a soul food down home meal. But tonight, quick and easy, something like some beans, green beans and rice, and a little piece of meatloaf. And it's banded together really well. Look at that. That is so good. I'm telling you, if you could taste these spices, I wish you could taste it through the camera, or in my case, my phone. I'm eating fast because this is good. This is really good. So how was your Tuesday? I know, another Tuesday, no Taco Tuesday, but it's coming again. We're gonna have some tacos again real soon. But I wanted to make a meatloaf tonight. Wanted to share my recipe with you all. And I hope you enjoy it. The sauce, that Dijon mustard, it gives it that little kick. You can taste it when you taste this sauce. Y'all, this is good. Some people like to eat meatloaf sandwiches. I'm not one to have a meatloaf sandwich, but hey, if that's what you like, you go for it. Y'all, this was good. I didn't waste no time. I'll give you the last bite. Here you go. That was delicious. All right, homemade meatloaf on a Tuesday night. Look at that. All those seasonings in there. You can't go wrong. All right, guys. Thank you again for supporting me. Thank you for watching my videos. Make sure you share the videos and continue to watch and get my watch time up. I appreciate it. Leave some comments if you have something that you'd like for me to try and cook, okay? All right, you know what I say. On any given night, you never know what I'm going to be cooking in my kitchen, and you are always welcome in PhyllisFlint's kitchen. Good night.